field number 16. You can make your way out to that field. That is the Swans mixed open side who are required on field number 16. The New South Wales Government is proud to support the National Touch League via its tourism and major events agency, Destination New South Wales. Destination New South Wales is committed to major events such as this and the upcoming Open Trans-Tasman Test Series, which contribute to the New South Wales Government's goal of showcasing New South Wales to the world. For a list of local attractions, head to visit nsw.com.au. 90 seconds, players and referees. 90 seconds.
So we are back for the Women's Opens game. Southwest Queensland Swans taking on the ACT Raiders. I'm Adam Collins and I'm joined in commentary by Danny Davis, Australian Women's representative. Danny, thank you for joining me in commentary. It's great to have you on board.
Yeah, excited to be here.
How do you see this one playing out?
Oh, look, I've just had a look at the team list. There's a few familiar names there, and I think it's going to be a pretty even matchup against the Swans and the ACT Raiders today. I'm really keen to see the likes of Ash Carney and Jada Ferguson, Emily Ward have a run in the Swans team, and then, of course, over at the ACT Raiders, we've got Kimberly Grant, Elise Wilson, and my all-time favourite, Beck Beath, so super excited to watch them play too. Yeah, Beck Beath had a big impact on the earlier match. Even though they went down, she was working hard from start to finish. Outstanding. A lot of experience in this Swans outfit, so looking forward to an entertaining match. The ACT Raiders will get us underway, just awaiting the whistle from the referee. And I believe that is Aaron maybe taking the tap. Can't see the numbers at the moment. Elise, my apologies. See, that's why you're here. So here we go. We'll get underway. Elise will take the tap, gets us forward. Takes the space that was there, and that's what you want early on in the match. Let's getting into good attacking territory here. The ACT Raiders looking to set up. There's the big play. Coming in, short ball. They set up for that really from depth, but didn't work in the first one. Yeah, absolutely. I guess they're just going to condition them nice and early on in the game, throw a little short ball here and there, and I'm sure it'll open up later on. Yeah, see if they stick with it. As we see the Swans working hard, that's good space in transition to get up over the halfway line early in the count. It's a good attacking opportunity here for the Swans. A little bit of confusion around the ruck. That's going to happen early in the games. We see good opportunity here. She goes across from half. Long ball back to the opposite side. And good shutdown from the defenders there in the ACT. That's the Frizzels. Sure, yeah, it was really nice cover there by the ACT winger to stop that. It had a impact from the Swans with Ash Carney and Emily Ward on the field there, so it was really good defence. Yeah, Natalie Frizzell it was that came in and shut it down nicely, and here we go. The Raiders back on the attack, just losing the handle there. Bit of a collision in the touch. The referee deemed it was accidental and the ball to ground, so the Swans will get the opportunity now from the halfway line. And a penalty. Penalty for mouthing off. No good. Well, that's a coach killer. Yeah, absolutely. So halfway tap off. Tap on the halfway line. Gives them a good opportunity here to set up midfield. Let's see what they can do. Jada Ferguson taking it forward there. Georgie Rackerman in the middle here, feeding it back to Jada. She's dangerous, Jada, on that link there, using her footwork. Yeah, right foot step back inside, but the referee right on the spot said the touch was made first. So, as you said, dangerous out there. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there. Unlucky there for Swans. They're the ones you just scratch your head and go, oh, well, we'll get on with it.
Absolutely.
No good complaining. So the Raiders got a lot to do here. They worked hard in that first game, really getting the ball off their line. See what they can do this time. Saw them earlier on today. That's good, good control there. Trucking the ball up the middle. This is where they want to be in that middle third of the field. Just working hard. Defence left and right. They sweep around.
Yeah, although they didn't score there, that was a really nice flowy set from the ACT Raiders. And I mean, they finished the ball down on the 7-metre line and away from the Swan sub-box, and it's the hardest point for there to get to their box. So it's a good set, that one.
It was a great set. And you see here the girls from the Swans working hard to get over to their box, that transition subset play. They come on in numbers now. That's good positioning too from the girls from the Swans. They load up to the open field. They'll want to get deep into the territory here, as they do, shifting it out wide left now, back inside. So another good change. So both teams really throwing down the gauntlet here. It'll be interesting to see which one is the first team to crack.
That's it.
That's a sloppy pass. That was a bit of a, should have held that one. So the Swans with a great opportunity now.
Really need to capitalise on getting a turnover right there on their try line. We've got Laura Gleeson running a sweep around the back here. She's dangerous.
Good pace. Gets outside a girl, but nice shutdown. Yeah, as you said, good pace sweeping around there. She'll be dangerous. Just slow it down a little bit here in the middle. Not square there. Lucky to get away with that one. Just hold it back now. That's good control. Instead of forcing that pass, just to hold it up and reset. Again, working around that middle part of the field. Nothing doing there. That was a poor end of that set.
Yeah, that Natalie Frizzell on the ACT winger you mentioned before, she's got really solid defence. She's covered twice now. She's covered the Swans attack on the try line, and another mistake there from the ACT. That's going to be detrimental.
Yeah, tough to overcome those. That's two sets now where they've lost control coming off their line. That's something they'll want to regroup. If they get away with it here, it's a great thing for them. But you're right about Natalie Frizzell, and we've had one early game here already where I was able to watch the ACT girls, and she was outstanding in that aspect of the game. She doesn't mind coming in and taking some of the pressure off the middles as well. So she's a valuable player for the ACT. As we see the Swans, all right on the spot there. Nice touch in cover. That's Erin Feeney. These young Swan girls, plenty of experience, even though they're still young. That's nice spacing behind the line now. What can they do here? A penalty. Ooh. What was wrong with the advantage there, man?
Yeah, absolutely. You got Ash Carney coming out of half there, another Australian Women's Open representative. Let her play.
That's it. That's what we want, the crowds. That'll bring the crowds back. Let her play. Nice little show and go there, but then force that last pass didn't need to be thrown. So rush of blood for the Swans, the young Swans players.
Yeah, it's interesting to see these Swans line up here. We've got some really experienced players, but a lot of young players too. So no doubt they'll learn a lot this tournament, and little things like that where you just probably have to take the touch and have a little bit more composure on the line. I'm sure once the tournament gets well underway, they'll pick those things up as they go.
It's one thing I've noticed in the lineups across both the men's and the women's opens. There's a bit of a transitional phase this year. There's a bit of a mix of experience and young talent, which is great to see for the game.
Oh, yeah.
A whole new era sort of is dawning.
Yeah, I mean, this always happens after World Cup years. There's always that little bit of a transition phase. And, yeah, it's been really cool just floating around the fields and getting to see so much young talent coming through as well in the Women's Open especially. So looking forward to having a run next year, that's for sure.
So you yourself are having this year off from the NTLs and focusing on other aspects?
Oh, yeah. I'm down here to oversee the All Abilities. So we've got our first ever All Abilities stuff starting up tomorrow. So if anyone's listening and you're around at the fields, make sure you come out and have a watch of the All Abilities games tomorrow. I'm
looking super forward to seeing those guys run around. It's an outstanding addition to the tournament. And, long may they play here as we see the Swans just letting the ball loose there, and that's her again.
Natalie Frizzell in
She's
good position.
On fire. Now the ACT bring it up to the line. They get see a little bit isolated there at times. The ACT girls just not as snappy as some of the other teams are in that transitional phase. Now nice deep into the line here for this set. See what they can do to finish it off. Offside player gets across.
I think there's a bit of confusion on the touch count there.
Yeah, massive confusion. But now the Swans girls will bring it forward. See the difference in pace here, I think, is one of the key factors. These Swans girls are, that's a bit odd. As I say, the pace slows.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah, stops dead almost.
No, I know what you mean. There's definitely a little bit more pace in this Swan side. They're
Great touch.
probably a little bit, I wouldn't say more experienced. I think they're just made for speed. It's just a Queenslander trait.
Yeah, you'd know you've faced quite a few Queenslanders in your time.
Haven't I ever? Now living up there, it's week in, week out. They are built for speed up there. So not surprised that this Swans team's got a lot of speed to burn.
As we see another loss of possession in their own end of territory there. Makes it tough for the Raiders to dig out hard here. The Swans get a good opportunity.
Seeing who they're going to try and bring on here. It looks like Laura Gleeson might be running on here. Yep, here she comes.
So McLaughlin here on the open side. That's who with the ball. Here comes Laura.
A little bit of confusion. Oh, and a wobble error.
Yeah, lost the handle on that one.
It will be interesting to see who puts some points on the scoreboard. It is still 0-0 and we are nearly 9 minutes into the game. Both teams grinding it out.
The Swans have certainly looked more likely to score. The ACT girls, again, doing it tough here in this part of the game where they're getting up to their transition, their halfway line, and just losing a little bit of control, a little bit of momentum. But they've regained it here. This is nice, deep into the territory. So another good end of the set, but it's that middle part of the set where they just look like they're losing a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, and I think Swans are probably as I say that, dominating them in the ruck a little bit and it's slowing them down.
Yeah.
But ACT seem to be giving it back a little bit now. Might slow down the Swans a little bit.
As you see the confusion as they come onto the field, even in that part of the lineup, and that's a loss of possession that's costly for the Swans side there. So both teams really haven't got a good handle on the match at the moment. As you said earlier, it's going to be interesting to see which one cracks first because that could open the floodgates.
Absolutely. I think if it was me out there, I think it's just about getting a little bit of composure back into the game and sticking to the 1%ers, getting down there and trying to earn the right to get that transition into attack from rucking and making sure that you complete your sets down on the line and offer something on that fourth or fifth touch.
Yep.
At the moment, they're both struggling in the midfield, so they just need to fix that up and I'm sure it'll start opening up.
See change of direction there for the ACT Raiders. Extra numbers here if they can get it across the line. That's a good switch. Beautiful play by the Raiders out of nothing. It was just a simple switch of play.
Absolutely, and it looked like the Swans just kind of forgot about that second phase of play there and hung off a little bit, I should say, in the middle.
Yeah. So Laura Gleeson just looked to overcommit a little bit there and just left the trail on the inside that wasn't coming across in cover, and the switch of play was good enough to get there. So ACT haven't looked likely, but they're the first ones to crack it.
Love it. Love an underdog.
So you talked about how you'd sort of regain composure for your team. Do you do that on the field, or do you do a lot of that in the sub box?
Oh, I think a lot of it would come from the sub box, and it comes from the coaches too, just to kind of get everybody calmed down a little bit and just get that communication going of, okay, what's my job? What do I need to do when I get on the field? And you take that sort of composure and relaxed nature, I guess, onto the field with you.
Absolutely.
So control the box, control the game.
Yeah, regain focus, a little bit of centering as you get off. Just take a breath, go to the back of the box, stop thinking a little while.
Yep, absolutely.
And then, I don't know, it was a long time ago since I've been coaching, but I used to like to say to my players as they went on, make a difference.
Yeah, love that.
And it was just a case of just that little trigger just to switch them on. It's all well and good for them to complain and carry on, but if they go out and everyone makes a difference, it works for each other. So that's what you've got to do. Take the time in the box, just settle down, and when you get back out on the field, that's where you let your actions do the talking.
I don't want to give them the curse now, but Swans at the moment are playing very composed edge-to-edge footy.
They are.
So we'll see what they can produce this set.
Tough defence there for the Raiders. They're working hard. we go now. Some of these players that you spoke about earlier on the paddock for the Swans. A lot of movement, but not really committing the defence at all there. It's just lateral movement.
Jada Ferguson.
Yeah,
Nice.
she's done well there. Turn around that one player. There's the ball. Was it down? Referee coming in from the sideline. We'll have a bit to do here.
And it looks like it's a try.
They've awarded it. So I wasn't sure from our vantage spot whether or not she juggled the ball or she put it down, but the referee was right there on the spot. We get a replay here. Let's have a look at how it worked. So you can see nice control there. Jada Ferguson getting across the line. Yeah, ball was down. The referee's got the call right. The touch was there, but it was after the ball was on the ground. So a nice try there to equalise for the Swans.
Absolutely. Really nice line there by Jada Ferguson, just attacking that defender's shoulders. She took her eye off the ball for a second, and Jada got her back on the short side. So it was a beautiful line.
That's all it takes. So the ACT Raiders now deep into the territory here at the end of this set. Good pressure here from the Swans girls moving up in the line. This is the last touch. The touch was made on the half. Shuts it down. No damage done to the scoreline. So it's all still tied up 1-1. The Swans bring it from deep within their territory. That's a good start to the set straight away. Just working up that middle. That's the momentum you need. Look at that. 2 in a row. You're up to the halfway line. Beautifully done by the Swans girls. And the extra space. That's just fantastic foot speed. Gets outside a girl. Millie Neville.
Definitely looks young, but with speed to burn. What a try.
Wow. But that perfect setup coming from deep within their territory. Down that middle third. Momentum. And on the back of that, look for the wide shift. We'll see it here. That's a beautiful pass on the outside of a player. And just foot speed. You can't buy that at Coles.
You can't.
Speed is one of the most important things in this game. And, yeah.
Do you know what else you can't buy at Coles?
Yeah, toilet paper. I knew where you were coming from. Anybody's got any spare, you can bring it up here to the commentary box. Because, I'm sure I'm dribbling some of it and right throughout this tournament.
Absolutely.
So here we go. That's forward.
Yep.
The referee's called it forward. I saw the arm go across the chest on the sideline. So the referee on field will come and blow the penalty. And that's just the skill sets there. Biting off more than she could chew. Sometimes it's better to hold back, isn't it, Danny, and look for that second phase?
Yeah, definitely in those sort of situations. I don't really think the opportunity was there to throw long. I didn't really see the replay, obviously, but I think it probably would have been better off trying to go short side on them there, or maybe play that phase type of footy and get them shutting down.
Yeah, that's why I gave up my playing days. I had delusions of adequacy and pushed myself a little bit too much beyond my limitations. So it's great to still be involved in the game, because I was never going to make it as a player.
ACT, Beck Beath on the field now with Elise Wilson taking the ball forward.
Yeah,
going to their sub box.
They combined really well earlier on as well. So I think the ACT Raiders really need those two to fire.
Definitely.
A little bit of a delay there on the pass, but picked up the runners eventually. So we're just over the halfway line. This is the final touch in this set. Bit of confusion again. They've lost a lot of metres here.
Yep.
It's like sevens rugby, going backwards to go forwards, and then a penalty for a late pass. So that was a really poor end of that set.
Just seems there's a bit of confusion on the transition from that rucking into attack for the ACT Raiders. There's no real clear direction on what's going on the field at the moment, and that's what's kind of causing that confusion and I guess leading to things like that happening and losing those metres.
But those two important players we were talking about, they both left the field at the same time, and then that can just suck the oxygen out of the attacking sort of focus of the team. There's, unfortunately, the defensive player just dropped back beyond the line.
Georgie Rackerman with a try.
Yeah, Madeline Orr, unfortunately, stepped way back further than she needed to, and you don't give Georgie Rackerman any space.
Absolutely not. It's good vision by Georgie there. I mean, she probably was looking. You know what? I take that back. She had white line fever there. She was going straight for the line and obviously saw the defender roll behind it and took every opportunity.
But it's good heads-up football. That's what we talked about in one of the earlier matches too when I had Corey up here. The heads-up football was what the difference was in that game. Everyone has a process, everyone has a policy, but to be able to look up and see what the opposition is doing and capitalise on it, that's often the difference. And Georgie there, that's exactly what that was. She saw the player drop behind the line. Even though she was focused on that line, when she saw she had it, she just went hard.
100%, feet first.
Yeah.
Great work, Georgie.
So now the Raiders have a little bit more to do here. 3-1, they're trailing now.
They've just got a penalty down on the line here, so they've got 6 touches. We'll see what they can come up with. Elise Wilson coming onto the field now. I'm sure she'll be directing some traffic.
Yep. Yeah, you can see her already there. Pointing. Directing the play. Beck Beath out here as well.
Looks like they're trying to set up a sweeper play.
Yep, here it comes now. Well spotted. But good defence from the Swans.
Probably that middle on that setup play probably split the wrong way too. They just need to get a little bit more control around the roll ball and the little things right. Oh, and they've lost it.
Yeah, it was just... It's those little percentages that they really just not capitalising on here. They're not gaining them. Here we go. The Swans now turn defence into attack, but lose possession there. So the Raiders will get another opportunity. And sometimes I think that's the thing in these types of matches here, where the experience isn't, that top end of town, where they try to do the same things that the better girls do, but they just don't do it with that little bit of finesse.
Yeah, no, seriously, 100% I agree with that. Oh. I think that was the first touch there. They probably just need to pull back on the reins a little bit and use the entire set.
Yeah. I would love to see Nat Frizzell score for
the Raiders. I would. She deserves it. She's earned it.
Give her something.
Give her something. Come on.
That was forward. Not spotted, so play on. Referees blow the whistle, not me.
So we've got Em and Jada going on here, and Laura Gleason, a nice little play there. Turned it back on the inside, running a sweeper. Laura out of half, and she's just been touched.
Just touched. That was really nicely set up. Players left and right in motion. Defenders really not knowing where to go. But the one defender that counted just got the finger on.
All right, so they're at half-time now.
Half-time. So half-time there, the score. South Queensland Swans 3, leading the ACT Raiders 1. What have the Raiders got to do in the second half, Danny?
Oh, it's just the 1%ers, and we've been talking about them most of the half, but I think they just need to really bring it back in at this half-time chat and just nail those 1%ers, get the ball down the other end of the field, and just focus on compressing and stopping the Swans from getting to their sub-box. And obviously for the Swans, they just need to put their foot on the pedal and produce things like they just did there in that last play, and I'm sure that the ACT Raiders might get a little bit more, feel a little bit more under pressure if they keep their foot on the pedal like that. Beautifully said. We'll take a short break here. We'll be back with you in a couple of minutes for the second half in the Women's Opens game, Southwest Queensland Swans and the ACT Raiders.
Perhaps it was the long sunny days, or a way for different cultures to connect. But the idea of getting out there and having a crack has always brought out the best in Australians. We became known as a great sporting nation. Then, something changed. We became spectators instead of participants, so busy looking at our screens that we stopped looking after ourselves. It's not healthy. Right now, we need to start moving again as though our lives depend on it. Let's move our activity levels from barely there to bursting with life. Let's target at least 30 minutes of heart rate raising physical activity a day. Because if we don't move it, we lose it. Search Find Your 30.
Australia is the principal partner of Touch Football Australia and highlights the commitment to increasing Australians' participation in touch football.
produce off this tap-off. They've got a little star-studded lineup here with Em, Ash and Laura on the field.
Players and referees.
Excited to see what they can come up with.
Let's sit back and enjoy the ride. Here we go. Working that middle third down the guts. Here we go. So we'll be going around short, and that was
Forward pass, I think.
forward pass from the ruck.
Unlucky there. Refs probably see more than we can see, but nice little setup. Probably just that borderline forward. Oh, nice run.
Yeah, just split the defensive line there. And a penalty as well for a shoulder charge. Don't know about that, but penalty's been awarded. So the Raiders with a good opportunity here. Penalty on the halfway line. Up over the halfway they go. That looked a bit forward. Referee didn't see it that way. Play on. So here we are. See, this is the difference here. They're slowing the play down too far out for my liking there. They need to create a little bit of momentum there to get the drive.
Yep.
Too late now. And that's the end of the set, I think.
No, that's ball down,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, they probably didn't need to slow it down that far out, and it just kind of looked like passing the ball around there was, you have the ball, no, you have the ball, rather than that clear direction of, okay, this is what we're going to do, let's run this.
And that's the difference with some of the better teams. Ball movement for a purpose.
Yep.
If they're not going to commit a defender, they don't throw that pass. It's not about lateral movement. It's about,
running with purpose.
Running with purpose. This is what.
Oh.
Wow. She probably
could have run.
It looked like she could have run
Come on,
there.
Jada. Put your foot down. She's super quick when she gets into gear, and she's got some really good footwork too, Jada.
But I think that's one of the things with the young players. You see it right throughout. They don't have that confidence. They want to be unselfish. And people see it as a lack of commitment, but it's not. It's more that, am I allowed to?
Yes, absolutely.
Back yourself.
Yeah.
I see it quite a bit in the up and coming players. More so in the women's, I've got to say.
Yeah.
And there's so much skill out there in the ladies' game at the moment that you just cannot help being impressed by. But it's those little things there, that decision to go, you know what, I'm going to have a crack.
Yeah, and Jada's definitely one of those girls, and I've played a little bit of club footy with her up in Queensland. The most unselfish player I've come across. And, I mean, for her, it is just about getting that confidence and realising her potential, and once she understands that, she'll be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, nice. Look forward to seeing that, because she's certainly demonstrating that potential. As we see, that's nice movement again. Good cover of defence.
Yeah, great save by the ACT link. Thought she was gone there.
It was nice movement from the Swans girls. End of the set. They probably deserved a little bit better, but, kudos to the ACT defence there. Raiders really working well. A little shift out to depth. So they get away with that one and buy an extra few metres. Driving in there. Again, that switch of play was for really no purpose. Cross. Oh, I thought the defence there had held back a little bit further than they needed to as well.
They kind of just let them roll into the line. They had to kind of press a little bit. ACT didn't really have anything to throw at them. I think if they had a press forward, it would have been a little bit better for them for field position.
Yeah. And just like defensively there, she's got some foot speed, this young lady out here.
Millie Neville?
Yeah, Millie Neville, the one that scored on the outside in the first half. Just very impressive foot speed. Gets outside a girl and pins the ears back. But good defence on that occasion. Got her at the last minute. We've been called back for something here. The referee spotted a...
7 on the field.
Yes. It's one of those ones where the coach pulls the hair out.
Absolutely. Look, ACT are in a really good position right now. They're bringing... oh, hang on. What's going on?
They're just bringing it back to the mark, boarding the mark down here. So Yeah, as you were saying, the ACT. Ooh.
That would have been a coach killer.
Hard in mouth.
Yeah, ACT just need to get the ball down there with one clear call on what they're going to be running and just try to execute that at the moment. It just seems like there's no real direction out there.
The real pressure's coming from within here for the ACT Raiders. The Swans weren't really putting any defensive pressure on there at all.
Yep.
It was that...
Implode.
Imploding. It was, I'm not sure what to do here. I'm just going to throw a pass, or it's you do it. You do it. No, you do it. And just like to see somebody take the bit between the teeth and get the ball down the paddock.
Yep. They're definitely missing that at the moment.
The Swans back into the attack now. They've slowed down themselves here. They're much better when they're going forward.
Yeah, Swans are a running team, and like we said before with the ACT Raiders stopping it out from their line, they kind of just swept on with no purpose there and not really running. That'll be a penalty, maybe, perhaps, yeah.
I think that was, I don't really know what happened there. I'm going to blow
Didn't look like he was sure. Okay.
It can go either way, that one. It can go, no, lost
Yep.
the possession,
Yep.
or they got the result they wanted there.
It's not bad from Swans. Like, I mean, although she didn't score there, if you have a look, there's the middle link and wing, and almost the other middle across the 50 of the field. So they're definitely spreading them and conditioning them here.
Yeah, this is nice setup, but well defended by the Raiders. They've turned that one away. But here we go, back to the well. Nice quick ball off the ground here. Extra numbers.
It's a great touch.
That's a beautiful
Is
touch.
that her again?
That is.
Our girl.
Oh, MVP. They might be behind on the scoreboard, but she's... Oh. Really want something to happen here. Just... wrong blade of grass. Bring it back over here.
That's Natalie Frizzell, isn't it, that we've been talking about? Now, I'm sure she plays for the Vikings down in Canberra, and I've watched a few of their games on the live stream before, and I'm certain it's her. And I've seen her take a few intercepts in games and make breaks up the sideline. And, yeah, she's definitely quick over that length of the field period. Beck Beath on the field here.
Looks more promising, too. There was a little bit more purpose to that attacking set.
Yeah.
They drove in. They didn't hold up at all, and players on and off the ball were in motion. So, you know, it's out there for them if they just, I think, commit to it, believe in it a little bit.
I think Beck probably had a lot to do with that too. Like in this team, I would say that she would be that micromanager, I guess, or the person in control. So if she takes the reins and sort of directs the traffic around, they definitely will get a lot more flow and get that simple, composed footy that we were talking about before.
Yeah. So this is another aspect of the game, and I think, you know, more people need to take control over is knowing where you are in the touch count.
Yep.
It's again, it's that lack of experience or, you know, communication within the team, I guess.
Yep.
We see here the Raiders up to the halfway line, but again, stop, start, broken play. Tough to come back from that when you don't have that somebody that takes control. As we can see here again, it's just...
It's almost a static play on halfway.
Yeah, yep. And I don't want to harp on it. I want to find something, you know, out there. And they're certainly demonstrating aspects of the game when they pick it up that they can do it.
Yes.
But it's just a little bit disjointed.
Yes.
There needs to be more continuity.
Consistent.
Yeah. So we see there the Swans girls forcing a pass that probably didn't need to be thrown.
Few errors from both teams starting to get creep in a little bit more in this game. It must be hot and they're a little bit tired out there, but they need to get that under control, especially at this level in the Women's Opens. It's something that needs to be just the 1%ers of the game, and it shouldn't even be thought about really. So they need to definitely reflect on that and take that into preparations for the following games they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. As we see the Raiders now attacking right down on the line. Is this the last touch? I think it might be the last touch, and they've lost probably 10 metres on that play by just throwing the ball around. They would have been better off taking the touch down where they were.
Yep.
And then putting defensive pressure.
Definitely. Swans don't look to be making many subs here. They've just made one change. Ash Carney might be popping off the field now and Laura taking her place.
So
Jada.
It's not a bad substitution.
Here comes Jada into the middle with M. Ward. Must be last touch. Oh.
Just a one-on-one, looks to stand her up, doesn't. Well, wasn't sure that she made the touch. Referee was not having any bar of it. He moved on already.
And wasn't happy about that one.
I actually think that she didn't get it the first time because she had a second swipe and said, well,
yep.
I got you now. And the referee had already moved on.
Yeah.
But here we go. Oh.
Little hop, skip and
Little
jump
hop,
there.
skip, yeah, that's the one.
Little goosey trying to get through. So we've got middles coming on here. Elise looking to go a bit more direct. This is a little bit better.
That's a little bit better again, yeah. Half goes now. Good.
Nice
switch. That was a beautiful play. This young lady that just scored there too, she deserved that. Jacinta Williams has worked extremely hard. She's taken the ball forward hard every time she's been out there. She's made some good defensive decisions as well and gets reward for her efforts on that one. But as you said, it took somebody to take control there.
Yep.
One of those more experienced players beautifully stood up there, and that switch was perfectly timed.
Wow, she really was watching M. Ward defend that and watching her shoulders and, Jada as well, and she timed that switch perfectly. That's great by Jacinta.
Yeah, well done, young lady. That heads-up football we talked about earlier on, that's exactly what that was there. So good job. So 3-2, the scoreline. Nobody's really convincingly taken this match. That's a nice play. Yeah. That last pass again.
And I still think Nat had that.
She had it covered.
Nicknames now. We're on a nickname basis. Nat had it covered.
I think you're right. She pulled out at exactly the right moment. Pulled hard to the corner and would have nailed it.
Jacinta seems to be directing a bit of traffic here and trying to get the ball moving forward. Oh, unlucky.
That's a good grab too, and got the ball down under control. Well done. But a penalty. What was that one for? Was it
Talking
mouthing
back.
off? Bit of a chat.
Who's that? I'm sure it wasn't Beck Beath.
I've never seen one of those battles won by a player, I've got to say. Ever. Doesn't stop us from having a chat. But
not even Pete gets away with it.
let's
not open that can of worms.
Let's not open that can of worms. Yeah.
Here we go. So we've got Georgie Rackerman taking the ball forward there.
Is that how you take control at home? You just put a whistle in your mouth and...
Yep, that's it.
You've never won an argument on the field, champ?
Nah.
Never.
And
actually,
you'll never win
Pete,
one at home with me either. I hope you're listening, Pete.
I hope you are too, young man. Take it from me.
I'm waiting for my phone to start going off.
So here we go now, the Swans on the attack.
Good composure here by Georgie. Got a sweeper play coming around the back.
Could have been called forward. Nice dive.
Really good defence by, I think, could be Kimberly Grant out there in the link. Just taking that 2 steps forward off the line on a sweeper play instead of just holding on the line. Yeah, it was really good defence, and she cut the space off with a sweeper.
That's it. It's about, and it is, all clear.
Great finish, number 5.
That's
Millie
Millie
Neville.
again. Yeah. She's been impressive out wide. She's really held her lines nicely. And that was a great finish, as you said. Just nailed it in that comment. Yeah. Great finish.
Watching back on this replay, there was really not that much space either. For what she had to work with, she's done such a great job.
Yeah, the defence has worked hard, pulled the winger. That's beautifully finished. The winger only pulled in just like millimetres in it, and she capitalised on it. That's great play.
So good.
So 6 minutes remaining in the match here. 4-2 the scoreline. Raiders score here. You can take it right down to the wire. Here we go now. Quick ball. Long pass out to the wing. Is that our girl?
There we go. She's got one.
She's got it. And she deserves it too. That was a beautiful pass.
Great left-hand ball.
Yeah.
I think that was Elise Wilson, the number 12 there, I believe. Oh, no, Erin
Feeney. Was it Erin Feeney that threw the pass?
I actually think it's
Yeah.
Elise. They might have the numbers
They might have the
mixed up.
numbers. Well, that has happened quite a lot throughout the day. But again, beautiful control there from our girl, Nat. Danny, you have to leave us. You've got some other duties to perform.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining me in
Thanks for
commentary.
having me. I'm sure I'll be back.
Absolutely. I hope so. I think
Thanks,
we
guys.
work well together. Thanks very much, Danny. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and we will keep the action coming to you here, the Swans and the ACT Raiders. So 4-3 the scoreline. Southwest Queensland Swans maintain the lead here. Just a little bit over 4.5 minutes remaining in the match. So the Raiders have a bit of momentum. They could capitalise here. To go wide, here we go again. Ali Frizzell. Out wide, that's a nice wrap. She's working hard. That one just getting away, losing a bit of control, but working hard in attack and defence, Frizzell. So apologies if the numbering is out of order again for the ACT Raiders. There are some considerable number issues here with uniforms due to delivery and some of the implications of the coronavirus and uniforms coming out of China. So we see the Swans just losing possession there. So an opportunity now for the Raiders to get one back and equalise. It's a nice ball from Jacinta Williams again, working hard, attack and defence. That's good meters for the Raiders, up to the halfway line. Need to keep this momentum up if they are any chance of getting us that equalisation. This is important now. The acting half was good in position. Gets across from half. This is it. Little juggle, but she gets the ball down. So beautifully set up by the Raiders. You saw the acting half trailing there. As the ball carrier drove into the line, the half was right there on the spot. That's important. You see the momentum all the way of the Raiders there. Touch was made, but the play was called offside. Play on is the call, and the ball comes out. Little juggle, but ball to ground. So that's a try. We are all square here for all. The ACT Raiders and the Southwest Queensland Swans just a tick under 3 minutes remaining. So the Swans get the first opportunity to break the deadlock. They're about 15 metres out. Dive goes over, but not in time. Jada Ferguson, one of the players that Denny highlighted pre-match as being important. See Georgina Rackerman in the link position out there where the ball's moving to now. There's a sweeper play going around, but a penalty given again. What's wrong with the advantage on that play? They had stacked that left side and had all of the momentum and the pace going their way. But Rackerman now with the ball in hand. She's one of the danger signs. Coming back to the open. Quick hands will get there in time. The big dive into the corner. The touch was there. Did she get her in time? The referee said she did. I'd like to see that one again. But the referees are the sole judge of fact. And the touch is being called. They're lined up deep to the left. There's Rackerman. Ball back inside. Rackerman now drives it into the line. Acting half goes across. This is a space, but the touch made over the line, so she's onside. And it shuts down the play for the Swans. So the Raiders get the opportunity now to break the deadlock. For all, minute and a half remaining. They have to come from deep within their territory. There's the second touch. Still in their own territory. Third touch made. They need to keep the momentum going forward here. A lot of lateral movement once again. This is better from the Raiders to the halfway line. 2 touches remaining. Jacinta Williams gets the ball. 6 more. There's an argument for thrown into the player, but this is the final minute of play. The ACT Raiders, if they maintain possession, will have the last say in this match. Can they come from behind and defeat the Swans in the final minute? There's the ball back inside again. Williams touched on this occasion. But that was the duo that scored the last one. So here they are with it all to do now. For all. 30 seconds remaining. Jacinta Williams gets the ball down. There's a sweeper coming around. Was she called? Was she called? No, an onside player made the touch. But the offside player. So here we go. This is it, 10 seconds. This will be the penultimate play. The hooter might sound in the background here. Dive over. Doesn't get there in time. There's the hooter. So we are all tied up for all. So well done, ladies, both teams. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Outstanding comeback from the Raiders. The Swans looked to have that one in control, but the Raiders looked a bit clunky through the middle there in that second half, but they came out of it nicely and a couple of good tries. Our favourite player from that match, Denny and I, Natalie Frizzell, scored the touchdown that gave him the momentum, and then the beautiful try for Jacinta Williams. So for all, the Women's Open, Southwest Queensland Swans and the ACT Raiders. We've got another game coming to you in less than 5 minutes' time in the Women's Opens. The Victoria Storm taking on the Brisbane City Cobras.
If you're an average bloke like me, your fridge is going to look something like this. Not much in there. So I'm going to show you my Indomie hacks. Breakfast. First, you need a lot of Indomie. Then you'll need capsicum, rocket, mushrooms, coriander. Scramble those eggs. Boil some water, drop the noodles in. You know the drill. There you go. I'll follow up tomorrow. Here's Indomie Hack 2, lunch. Left work early, took a sickie, and now I'm starving. You know what a jaffle looks like, right? Tomatoes, bread, spinach, cheese. Chuck those noodles on there. What a great cheese pull. Mmm. The missus called. I've got 15 minutes to make dinner. Indomie Hack 3, dinner. And of course, Indomie. How am I still hungry? Indomie Hack 4, midnight snack. Let's go traditional. Indomie, anytime, anywhere.